What's poppin', everybody? This is the cartoon kid Ray Rawlins, and today we're continuing on with the 25 Days of Christmas cartoon marathon as we review an episode of Camp Lazlo. And the episode is called Kamp Kringle. Now, Mr. Alex Payne, as usual, give us the episode breakdown and tell us what happens before we break it down.
Well, this episode follows two plots, I suppose. More of like the actual plot, more just like a side piece more than anything, I guess you could say. But basically, the camp is going on a field trip into the mountains, and they eventually find Santa's workshop. And Santa had all the gifts made ahead of time so he could go on a really long vacation. And a meteorite falls out of the sky into the workshop and fucks everything up. So Santa's like, well, y'all just out of luck then, because I ain't dealing with this shit. So Lazlo comes up with the idea that, hey, if we could give you a 6 months worth of vacation in 1 week, you could continue on with Christmas and everything will be fine. And he agrees to it. And he goes there. He isn't enjoying it at first, but then he finds a love for tetherball and doesn't want to leave camp anymore. And the B plot is pretty much a thread off of the first plot. Lumpus came, Scoutmaster Lumpus, I guess, his full name, really wanted to piss while he was going on this trip. And when he went and saw the fancy ass bathroom that Santa Claus had, he wanted to stay there, and Santa Claus said, okay, you could stay here and watch the elves while I'm gone. And when it came towards the end, he was refusing to leave and became kind of like a dictator over them, I suppose. Which, if you're familiar with the show, sounds about right for his character. But you want to do your first impression first, or you want me to go first?
I'll definitely do my first impressions first. I gotta say, is this a Nickelodeon cartoon?
Nope.
I gotta say, man, they use a lot of fucking soundtracks from fucking SpongeBob SquarePants. I swear to God, yes, they did. Can't nobody tell me anything different. They use a lot of freaking soundtracks from SpongeBob.
The main one was when they
the
was
Krusty
on the
Krab
river.
one, right?
Yeah, the Krusty Krab.
Yo, I don't care what nobody say. I hope SpongeBob gets his royalties or something, man. Because they was on one with that. I heard like 3 or 4 different songs from SpongeBob. I swear to you.
And it's funny, because a lot of people, I've heard people say that this show, and I kind of could agree with it a little bit based off of this episode. Like, this show feels a lot like early SpongeBob in a way.
It does. I would agree but disagree. Story feel wise, I suppose, but obviously it's not SpongeBob without the characters. So that's what gives this its own
comedy
feel.
and the way it feels and everything.
Yeah.
But my first impression, I'm inclined to agree with that whole the SpongeBob stuff. And I was gonna say that was my first impression, but my real first impression is because I used to watch this show as a young kid, and I haven't seen it in about 10 years. And I feel like I remember, maybe it could just be the episode, but I remember Lazlo being a lot stupider than he was in this episode. So I don't know if it's maybe just I found it's just the episode, but I feel like he was kind of, I guess you could say his character was kind of like SpongeBob's, where he's like dumb and very happy, but also like really responsible and intelligent at the same time. Obviously, I'm talking about early SpongeBob.
Right.
So that was my first impression. I was surprised that the character changed. Now, I just want to mention this as a side point. I wish I could remember which one, but I really want to say it's Scoutmaster Lumpus, but Tom Kenny does do a voice for one of the characters in the show.
Oh, flip. I gotta say this too before we continue on. Santa Claus, throughout this marathon, as I said, has been getting done in. Okay, so if there's anybody who needs a break or a vacation, forget all the stuff this man does for kids and children and whatnot. Because I was thinking, I was like, man, it's kind of fucked up that he's like that. Like, yo, Santa Claus would not be the guy, or at least who kids would think wouldn't be the guy to be like, you know what, Christmas is canceled this year. Okay, and it's crazy. Like Santa Claus, like, man, I need my vacation. I can't go on like this, cause I need my vacation. Y'all asses is popped this year. Okay, the toys got fucked up. Y'all asses is popped, and I can't get mad at him, yo. Um, Santa does do a lot, but Santa's been getting done absolutely terrible throughout this marathon and some of the episodes that we reviewed, for sure. But let's get on to moments. What are some of your favorite moments from this episode?
Man, I got quite a few of them really.
Go ahead.
The main
Say them
ones,
all.
the main ones I'll mention is when they was throwing the snow at each other and they was like saying, "Oh,
Oh
this
yeah,
is a
yeah.
meteorite. This is the moon," and then he just grabs this big giant ass pile of snow and it's like friggin'. I can't remember, but I think he said this is falling Jupiter and just friggin' slammed his ass with it and he just fell down the hill. Um, Another one was when friggin' they was playing volleyball and they fuck Santa right up with them
Oh
ball.
yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. People be doing Santa bogus as hell, man.
Listen,
Why?
listen, I love the Indian elephant. I do. I love that guy. It's like you're very terrible at this. But
Just fucking smacking Santa around, boy.
and then the friggin' when Santa was trying, I don't know why, but I was laughing before anything even happened when he was climbing the tree. Like I
Yo,
didn't even.
yo, I thought, yo, Santa gonna fucking break this tree, yo. Santa, this tree's gonna straight up snap out the ground. Having this big man. How much do you think Santa weighs? Like, that's real talk.
Probably
How
like
do you?
450.
Yeah, right. So
That
you
would be
would
my
think this.
assessment.
You would think there's no way Santa Claus is climbing any tree of any type. That motherfucker will snap that bitch out of the ground. Okay.
But then he got up, he was getting up the tree, and he's like, "Oh, a squirrel! What's up, little guy?" And the squirrel just did this monster ass courage impression, I guess you could say, voice, and just hollered at him and just scared the fuck out of him. And then all the branches broke except for the last one, and that I found that little touch hilarious. That all of the branches broke, and he just slammed nut first on the last one and fell off of it.
Oh, what about when he was paddling? And I thought, yo, that motherfucking boat. He's like, I'm paddling, I'm. Like, this motherfucker was going. I thought he was gonna go on the. Okay. I thought
Yeah, that
that
was
dude was
another
gonna straight go on that bitch.
that was another funny moment too when he was getting chased by the friggin' sea monster.
Oh.
Friggin' I don't know. This friggin' I feel like this was a really funny and enjoyable episode. What's some of
It,
your
it
moments?
definitely was. It definitely was. Like, the tetherball scene, like where he's obviously talking about how he isn't having fun in Camp Kidney, and he's freaking smacking the tetherball and shit. You can hear that. You can hear that he has somewhat a little bit of anger in his voice as he's freaking hammering that motherfucker. Boom, boom, boom. Like you hear that fucking anger in his voice. I'm like, oh shit, Santa mad as hell. Santa ain't having fun of this bitch. And then they were talking about like how Santa beat them one of the kids like 57 times in tetherball, which I don't know how you. I honestly don't know the rules and shit of that game because I never played it. But yeah, I thought that shit was hilarious. When obviously you got to mention when they were giving them that soup and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh my
yo,
god.
there's
Yeah.
only
Oh,
there's
that's a
only
good
one
moment.
way. There's only one way we can get a fat man out of here, and that's with his stomach. So
Yo,
and they.
I read the friggin' well, first of all, I just want to mention this as a side note. Not a lot of the voices again sounded extremely familiar in this episode.
They
Like,
did.
and
They did.
I really want to say, listen, and you might agree with me. The other camp counselor, like the one who was driving the bus and everything, and who was knocking on Santa's door, he sounds like a character from SpongeBob, but I can't remember. I can't say for the life of me which one he is though.
No, one of them did.
Yeah,
One
like
of them
the one who
did.
sounded like who had like that kind of monotone voice. I don't know how to describe it. The
I
slug,
wanted
but
to say. I wanted to say one of them sound like Bugs Bunny. I swear I did. Kind of had that voice to him. I don't
Maybe.
know.
But
I
I
seen
think some of the
only one
voices were
episode of
off
that.
on
So.
Rock. Some of the voices sound like some of the voices off of Rocco's Modern Life. I'll say that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Yo, yeah, you're right. I really
But
want to say I heard that one. Someone kind of sounded like Rocco, kind of, obviously without the accent.
yeah,
But the soup shit, they were giving
and
him that bean, whatever the fuck they called it.
yeah,
One
and
of
when
the
the friggin'
one of the kids.
yeah, when the kids was like, "I'm gonna show you all the disgusting things I ever did," then he lift his
The
shirt up and
mother.
you just hear this loud ass elephant song and everybody running out of there.
The motherfucker. Hey, they cleared out that motherfucker. It was gone. They was having none of that. They fucking ran about that bitch. I wouldn't blame him, man. And I kind of wonder what the fuck he showed them. I really do. That motherfucker was running like they like they was gonna die. But Santa, of course, he ended up loving it. He said, this is good. I'm never leaving here." That fucking thing.
Yeah, and that's another moment when he's trying to soup and fell over. They played a SpongeBob sound. That's another moment. I can't remember which one.
You know what? I gotta mention this too, and then we're gonna get on the final reviews. There was a lot of use of the fucking fart sound, man. I swear to you, I don't know if that's like a gimmick for that show, because this is my first episode watching of it. But man,
I'm
they
judging
were
by
abusing
that.
the fuck out of that fart sound.
I'm judging by that and the fact that they said poop at one point, and the fact that they took the scab off of his stomach and put. I'm assuming the show probably has an element. The show has an element of gross out in it, so that's probably why.
I guess so, man. But let's get into final reviews. I'm gonna let you go first on this one. What do you think of this episode?
I might just be misremembering, but I really want to say, because what was another really funny Christmas episode we did? I really want to say there was one.
I want to go and say Bugs Bunny.
Oh, yeah, that was a funny one.
I can't remember any other ones besides that right now, anyway. So.
Well, I guess I'll say at this moment, I think this was the funniest Christmas one that we did so far.
I think so. I definitely do agree.
And like again, because I remember liking the show, and I heard a lot of people saying the show was really good recently from watching reviews and shit of other stuff, and they just like would make a half mention of it. And I was genuinely surprised to see that. You know what? This is friggin' hilarious, especially for the Christmas episode. Because usually, like, listen, I think if one thing we've learned, a lot of the Christmas episodes are kind of meh. And,
yeah, definitely.
A lot of them are. Like, I would say the only really standout Christmas episodes that we did this month was the Bugs Bunny one, the
Scrooge
Eddie
McDuck.
one. I don't count that because that was like its own movie. I'm talking about like a special based around it. I would say Rocco.
I'll say Rocco definitely. Futurama.
But like the rest of them just. Would you say
American Dad?
I would maybe. No, that was that. I don't think that one had a lot of funny moments. I thought that was more of like intensity than funny.
Okay. Yeah, right.
But but I think this episode was really hilarious, and it kind of makes me want to watch more of the show because I would imagine like a normal average episode would be even funnier, if not the same amount of funny. So, I thought the comedy was really good. I thought and I like how they friggin' they did Santa's switch in a unique way, where it was like he was playing his tetherball and Lazlo was trying to make a toy out of a stick, thread and a rock, and Santa's just like, listen, let me show you how to do this, and then like it kind of like reminded him of his love for making shit. It wasn't just like some weird random change of heart or none of this other shit. It's like he reminded himself of his love for the craft of making toys.
Right.
So I thought that was really cool. I feel like, I mean, I could be reaching, but I feel like the concept for this episode in general is kind of unique. Probably not super, super unique, but it's an interesting take on the Christmas, story.
Right.
Especially considering since realistically this takes place in July, but.
I forgot to mention that.
But But yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to give this episode a nice. Um, I think I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I would say a very, very strong 7.5. I would almost give it an 8, but I'm gonna stick with a
See,
7.5.
my rating, without a doubt, is gonna be a 7.5. Simply because one, unlike you, I haven't seen this show. And yeah, Cartoon Kid, I know I said this shit a lot throughout this marathon, but the main premise of this marathon is just engage into something that I haven't seen before. Just see some new shit. So obviously, I'm a big anime person, but I'm really venturing out into cartoons right now. And for me not to know anything about this show whatsoever, anything about it. Only character I knew in this show was fucking Santa Claus. That's it, honestly, because every American kid, probably even some foreigners, know who Santa Claus is. So I'm gonna go with this. There's some shows that I've seen in this marathon, got a first impression, first glimpse of, that I didn't really enjoy that much. Now, the fact that I was able to come into this not knowing anything about the characters, the setting, anything like that, really, I enjoy this a hell of a lot simply because of the way the characters interacted with Santa Claus and the way Santa Claus obviously interacted back. Comedy played a big, strong role in my enjoyment of this episode, obviously. And the story itself was absolutely phenomenal. So, with all that being said, I'm going to give this one a nice, strong 7.5, as you did. Very enjoyable episode, especially with this being my first actually coming into the series, watching this. And like I always say, I'm going to let you guys know if I'm going to check this out even more. And absolutely, I will check out some more Camp Lazlo, probably sometime in the near future. This is one show that I'll definitely have on my watch list for sure. But that has been it for our Camp Lazlo review, Special 3, Kamp Kringle. This is the Cartoon Kid channel where we talk cartoons and we do it daily, baby. This is the 25 Days of Christmas Cartoons Marathon, man. Y'all know what to do. If y'all like this episode or show, you got your own opinions on it, toss them down in the comments box down below. And if you guys got any suggestions on which shows to check out in the future beyond the 25 Days of Christmas Cartoons Marathon, man, let us know in the comments section below. But with that all being said, we will see ya when we see ya. Peace out, everybody.